What is up out there, guys? Angelo the Automation is here today to talk about one of the biggest online platforms for B2B lead generation. And you guessed it, yes, LinkedIn. And today I want to jump in how you can actually send hundreds of messages on there and do your prospecting without even actually being on there. So here's the issue. Networking is a big part of business. And a lot of business owners often neglect this because we have our hands tied into so many different pots. LinkedIn is no different. It's just a way to network digitally. Now, if you're actually doing this and you're doing it manually, this can kind of still take time away from other things where your time could be delegated better at. So without automation, you are stuck in the mud, and this is why this needs to be automated. And this is one of the best tools that's free that you can use. All right, guys. So one thing you're going to want to do is head over to Waalaxy.com, and you're going to want to make sure that you start you an account on Waalaxy, because that's how you're going to actually do this whole setup with automating this part of your LinkedIn outreach. So once you get into Waalaxy and start your account, there will be a link, by the way, down to where you can actually register with this. So once you actually log into the Waalaxy platform, you'll see it pretty much gives you an overview of your statistics, where you're landing at with everything. To be honest, this is pretty much new account, so we haven't really used this much, but the main thing I want you guys is pick up is the principle off of what we're doing and how we are going to do it. So it's going to prompt you to connect your LinkedIn account. So once it's connected, you'll pretty much be able to see, like, your account actually that's connected. But the main two areas that we will be working in within Waalaxy is prospects and campaigns. So prospects, of course, is the people that you want to market to, and the campaigns is going to be the type of campaign that is obviously going to be. So once you actually get on back here, and I already have one of the lists made, but I do want to show you how this is going to work. So let's say import. So we're going to go ahead and import a list. Now with importing a list, you can do this a couple ways. So you can import via LinkedIn search. You can import through LinkedIn Sales Navigator if you have that. This is by hands the best one to actually go with, because you can get more targeted with that. And then of course, if you have an email list of anything compiled, you can do it with that, or you can do it from a LinkedIn group. This is really effective if you are a part of a group that you want to market to. So you have some companies like myself, if I'm in a marketing business, but I want to actually target e-commerce. But now if I join the e-commerce group on LinkedIn, this would actually give me those contacts directly from inside that group. So this can be powerful if you're positioned to already be marketing to the groups that you're trying to market to. But today we're just going to do a basic LinkedIn search or whatever. So once you go in here to the LinkedIn search, and this is where if you did have Sales Navigator, that would be so much better, because you can go a lot more targeted with this. And one thing I do want to mention before actually going more into this is that when you're actually on here and you're doing your prospecting, make sure you try to get as targeted as possible. Even if you don't have the Sales Navigator, it still helps to be as thorough as possible with it. So with this, let's say construction owners. Okay, so actually I still have it in here. So construction owner founder, I would actually want to talk to owner/founder if I'm targeting construction companies. So we can go ahead, type in that owner / owner and founder. Now, if I want to narrow this down a little bit more, we can just say companies. And actually, I wouldn't even go with companies at that part. I would go with people, because I still want to find the owner and founder, as I said. Now we can go a little bit more into the filters here to where, okay, United States, we can make sure we just find something in the United States. And we can also do it to where we make sure we actually have that industry, because sometimes you can get different niches inside industry. So if I typed in construction, let's say, it could be a company that sells construction materials. No, I want actual construction businesses. So that's another one to just make sure you're going through here and probably check that industry part on here too. Service category, no need to really check that. And I did check Michigan. Now you can go, United States. You can go a little bit more targeted if you want to. And do this by the state also. So kind of like how they have California here or whatever. But let's just say this is what we're going to do. Let's see the results that it gives us. Okay, we go down a little bit. It gives us quite a bit of results still. Now at this part, what we're going to do now we're going to import this to Waalaxy. Now, another thing that you will see is once you actually sign up for Waalaxy and doing everything, it's going to give you the option to add this to your taskbar. And I recommend doing this because this is going to make a big difference, and not a big difference, but it's going to be easier for you to do these imports. So you're just going to click that. And then once you click on that, then you can import this to create another list, create this list or whatever. But I've already created the construction owner part of this. So this is pretty much just want to show you guys what I did and how I did it. So you would just go ahead and do that. Then you would click import to import those into Waalaxy. And then once we actually go back over here to Waalaxy, and like I said, this is going to kind of give you an example of what I've already done. So if we're going to go over here, okay, this is how it looks once the import is done. So now we see that the people isn't here for the imports and everything. Now what I want to do is go to the campaigns. Now I want to start a campaign. Now with starting a campaign, it's going to depend on your goals. So if you're just running something basic to where you just kind of want to get some type of networking in, to where you send them a message, hey, I'm so-and-so, and, you know, kind of introduce yourself and everything like that. Doing an invitation and doing an invitation with even 1 or 2 messages is fine, because they do have more than just, you know, these right here, but these are kind of the primary that you're going to probably want to be using. But let's just say invitation and 2 messages, just in case you're interested in doing a I would say like a, you know, a more funnel style thing. So we're going to go to next. You don't have to necessarily worry about naming that campaign or anything like that. So for so we actually approach the list. So from the list, and then we are going to go to the construction zoner. So we have 881 prospects in here, and then we can add all of those to the campaign. So it says invitation, add a note. With some of these, you would have to have the LinkedIn subscription to add the note. So you could do that if you have the LinkedIn subscription, but I'm just going to click next. And do we want to delay this? So how soon after they accept the invitation do we want to send them a message? I would say, okay, you can wait for 1 day or even a few hours if you wanted to wait a few hours, or I mean, not a few hours that same day, but let's just go ahead and wait 1 day. So here comes your messaging right here. Now, one thing that I've already drawn up some messages, which I'm going to go to those in my Google Drive right now. Okay, so these are some messages that I've already had done to really go with this campaign. And I'm going to click out of that LinkedIn tab right now, so I'm not switching back and forth. Like I said, we're going to send them a very slight messages, kind of introducing ourselves, what we do, and, you know, our service that we offer. So in an instance like this, I'm just going to copy and paste this. This is already, like I said, a document that I wrote up. So we're going to do that, and we're going to copy that, and then we're going to paste that and put that in here. So let's make sure that this variable right here is correct. So you can have it pretty much insert the variable first name, company name, and we are going to do this right here. So this will actually give them a more personalized feel, to make it feel like it's not too automated or whatnot. After we have the first name in, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put like the company name here and insert that variable. So we can insert that variable just by using that company right there to insert that. After we have our message already prompted up, now remember, a big part of your automation is how good, not necessarily technically how good is automated, but a big part of that too is your messaging. So if you have good messaging where you're looking to give the client, the potential client, value, that's a big plus. I'll give you a perfect example. If you have a strong automation system to where you can send out 100,000 messages in a day, that's good. That's a robust system. But if those messages is not connecting with people because it's not offering any value, it's not offering anything that you're willing to give away, then it's going to deplete your chances. Your offer is really always your most important thing. So always remember that. No matter how good the automation is, your messaging and offer is what's really going to help. So let's preview how this looks. So it says, hi, James. I know running Waalaxy, you're just putting a company placeholder in there, means balancing Tight project deadlines, rising material costs, and a million moving parts. Many construction company founders tell me that they spend too much time on manual processes that could be automated. Now, this is a general pain point. That's another key right there. Try to mention their pain points in this message and how you can solve that. Or I'm just willing to give you some free ideas on this. So after that, let me go ahead and just put my name right here. And another good thing too would be to put your company, and if you have like a company website or anything like that, it would be good to place that in here as well. But we're just going to go with this for now, and then we're just going to hit confirm. And then it says some variables have no default value. So on this, we want to fall back to, let's see, what will we fall back to this? If I know running, and we'll just put a construction business. We'll just put that in place because if there is no company name, they have no fallback. So we'll just put that in place. And once we do that, we will just hit confirm. Now, what this does is it gives us the option to send message to. So how long are we going to wait before we send message to? If we're sending that after 1 day, I would say send this probably after 3 days. You give them a couple days in between. Now, this second message right here, I also have this populated for our sequence right here. Hey, James, just that would be the first name, obviously. But just circling back, I know you're likely busy on-site juggling bids. So it's still kind of being a little bit more relatable and everything like that. So now we are going to take that second message, put it over here. We're going to make sure we format this first name to the correct way. And then we're going to make it right here. And we're going to do it again. And then I'm going to put my name down here. Austin Media Group. So one thing that we don't want to definitely do, and this is just a preference, we definitely don't want to, pressure into making the meeting or anything like that. We just want to give them a simple option, something clear, some clear things on what we can do to help them. So once we get that second message in there, I'm just going to read over it, just circling back around. I'm like, I'm busy, checking this. No, get buried. Sound like you. Okay. So this looks good. So what I'm going to do now is click confirm. Now we are at the very last step, which is to launch the campaign. And this is going out to 881 prospects. I'm on a free version of this Waalaxy, but it does offer a paid version, which I will be upgrading to this paid version soon because, like I said, this is pretty new. We only use this a little bit, but I see the potential in it. And I think that this is a great outreach tool for anyone looking to grow their LinkedIn. So I definitely recommend it. So one thing we're going to do is just launch the campaign and we're going to see what goes on after that. So the campaign is launched and right now we will just pretty much see after that. So you see it's populated now with showing will receive an action. So it's probably going to go up to the number that I think it was 881 contacts that we had in here. So you can see the numbers changing in real time. Yep, 881. So those will be in there and those will be going out. So I hope you guys learned today how you can begin automating your LinkedIn. And for you guys out there who's actually doing things on Facebook or on multiple platforms, be sure to check out the last video that I recently posted with automating your Facebook and Instagram DMs. That way you can get more of a holistic approach outside of just one platform. And we will be dropping more content on the way. Thanks.